What's going on, everyone? We are back with episode 61 of the hashtag NistoBros podcast. Welcome. We're so happy that you are here joining us for this great episode that we have planned for you guys. We are going on yet another dinner date. You know, we had the dinner date a few weeks ago. Mike explained on the last podcast, but it wasn't really because we actually had the guests there. So it wasn't the real essence of the segment. You know, it's more like a real interview. So we got a very special guest for you guys, Lil Wayne. We're gonna be doing some questions. Yeah. We're gonna see what he's gonna want for dinner, lunch, or breakfast. We'll see what kind of guy we think he is, and we'll talk to him a little bit later in the show. But we're gonna kick it off how we always do, episode 61, with some birthdays, Mike.
Yeah, and for Lil Wayne with his what he's got, I have an interesting pitch on I think what he would like for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Okay, but we'll get there. Before we get there, we gotta do the birthdays, like you had said. So first birthday we got. Bring it to the basketball court.
Swish.
He always did this. Yeah, Carmelo Anthony, Knick legend. No, I'm never gonna.
Well,
maybe Knick. I wouldn't call him a legend.
Great.
A Knick above average.
A good Knick.
Yeah, decent Knick. But I mean, overall, a very good player.
Yeah.
Just a lot has happened to the poor guy.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Throughout his career.
Yeah, but very resilient, you know, for him. He was out of the league for a year, you know, essentially after getting cut. I think it was by the Rockets at that point. You know, he made his way to the Thunder. He was traded around onto the Rockets, didn't have it fit there. And then nobody wanted to sign him. And then the Blazers took a shot on him. And now he's playing meaningful minutes for a playoff team, you know? So
yeah,
we talked about, who did we talk? We talked about that with Pujols last week, actually.
That's right.
And how he's already making an impact on the Dodgers, and stuff like that. So
he got robbed last night of a walk-off.
I did see that. That was pretty sick.
Excuse me.
It would have been crazy if he hit the walk-off. Oh, too.
Yeah, right.
Both ways, it was a crazy play. But happy birthday to Melo. I don't even know how old he is. Probably only like 36, 37.
I think I would say around like 35, 36. I don't think he's hit 37 yet.
Well, we'll see.
I'm going to say Carmelo Antonio Anthony.
Ooh, Antonio Anthony.
Again, three names. Three.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Carmelo Greg Anthony. And I'm not even gonna elaborate anymore, but that's my guess. Carmelo Anthony.
I'm gonna say he's 35.
He is turning 37 today.
Oh wow!
Happy birthday, Carmelo Kayam Anthony.
Never would have gotten it.
KYAM. And the first, there's a little headline tweet when I look up his name from ESPN, says that he's a future Hall of Famer, Carmelo Anthony. I mean, he's like he's close to like top 10 in scoring of all time. He's got 100 All-Stars under his belt. I think that he's even.
Has he won a ring though?
No, but I mean, Charles Barkley didn't get in there with a ring, you know.
That's true.
Well, there's a lot of players who would end up in there without a ring. A ring would definitely help him. I don't think he's going to get there with the Blazers, but
yeah.
I mean, I think
it's coming.
It's hard to talk about I feel like it's hard to talk about the 2010s without talking about Melo, and I think that that's something like to kind of factor in when you're talking about a Hall of Famer potentially.
Yeah, that's true. And like you said, Barkley, you know. No championship.
Yeah, really good player. So. You know, just never got there.
Interesting.
Happy birthday, Melo.
Yes.
The next birthday we have is a very happy birthday to a very funny guy, Daniel Tosh of Tosh.0 and many other. You know, he does his own stand-up and stuff like that. Funny guy overall. Does he have another show, Mike? I don't know.
Yeah, Tosh.0. I'm not sure if it's still on air.
Oh, okay.
Tosh.0. I'll do a quick fact check.
I know like
right
reruns,
now.
I feel like are still on for sure.
But yeah, that was honestly, first thing I see is Tosh.0 canceled. Before I even hit enter. Let's see here.
But we both really think that he's a funny guy. Tosh.0 was a funny series. And
actually ended last year.
Oh wow.
It ran from June 4th, 2009.
Jeez.
To November 24th, 2020.
Wow, that's a very long run for
that's a very long 12 seasons. Series. 12 seasons, 301 episodes for Daniel Tosh. I'm gonna say Daniel Christopher Tosh.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Daniel Jacob Tosh.
Ooh, that's a good one. Let's see.
And how old do you think he is?
I think he's gonna be over 40. I'm gonna say 42 or 3. I'm gonna 42 and a half.
All right. Daniel, oh man, Dwight Tosh.
What? Dwight
right?
Schrute?
That's so weird, right?
Dwight Schrute?
What was your guess again?
Christopher.
Yeah, no, and how Jacob wasn't right either. He is turning 46 today. Did you know he was born in Germany?
I actually did not know that. That's pretty wild.
I did not know that either. That is pretty crazy.
Maybe we can have him on for the Spanish-German guessing game.
Hey. Deutsch.
Oi. Oi. Anyway, happy birthday, Daniel Tosh. Last birthday, Long Island native.
Yes.
That's where we're from. Long Island native.
That's where I am right now.
Not a future, a former Mets pitcher, Mets legend. Sorry. Steven Matz. Steven Matz. Yeah. 17 Tommy John surgeries and injuries. I'm sorry. I shouldn't.
I do think, though, that his debut was one of the most memorable moments of, I don't know, the 2010s for the Mets after like the playoffs and all that. Just like that individual performance. He, it's his debut. He pitched like 7 scoreless or something like that.
Yeah.
And then also he had like a double, 4 RBIs. It's just something crazy.
Yeah, he had an insane first game, and to do that for, like your hometown team, if you will, like being from Long Island and playing for the Mets, I think that's crazy. And I think that the Mets kind of gave him a really long lead, like a very long leash. And I guess after that, I could see why, but it got to a certain point where it was becoming repetitive, and I'm just like, okay, like this guy isn't unfortunately what he's showed that he could be, which is unfortunate.
But it's also how it works. Some people just don't maximize that potential, and there's things that get in the way. But
look at Shelly Duncan. Remember Shelly Duncan?
I do.
Yikes.
I wish him all the best in Toronto, and also like say hello to his cousin Emma. I know her, so that's pretty cool also.
Yeah. What's up, Emma?
Stop. You're definitely not listening to this, but okay.
But you should.
You should. All right. I'm going to say Steven.
Oh.
Happy birthday to Steven Jared Matz. We probably looked this up one time, right?
I feel like we did, and I don't remember it. I feel like we've probably.
I feel like we did. Because he was that, that's how we started. We did this at Mets games.
We were doing this at Mets games. I feel like he might have been one of them.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like we did.
Yeah, I feel like once I hear it, I'll be like, oh yeah, that's right. Because I want to say it was something pretty out there. If we did do it, I'm thinking it's out there, but I'm not going to go that route. What was your guess?
Jared.
Okay, I'm going to go. I don't know why this isn't right. I'm going Steven Tyler.
Steven Tyler.
Steven
all right.
Tyler. Ha.
It was okay. I do remember it. It. It's Jacob with a K.
Idiot. You know, I was actually thinking that too.
And I said Jacob last. Guess.
You did.
But
you would have been wrong because you would have
Daniel.
guessed it with a C.
I would have. So, Steven, maybe it's Jakob. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's Jakob.
Yeah, maybe he's born in Germany as well. Oh, he's from Long Island.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I was gonna look up something about
his debut. Yeah. While you do that, I'll jump into the on this day. I see clearly.
Do that.
We got 2 coming at you. Again, happy birthday to all those birthdays and anybody else we didn't mention.
May 29th. Happy birthday.
On this day, 1790, just a few years ago, 1790, Rhode Island, the state, Rhode Island becomes the last of the original 13 colonies ratifying the U.S. Constitution. And what that means is they signed off on that bad boy and was like, hey,
we're doing this thing. This is
here signs Mr. Rhode Island or Mrs. Rhode Island. Crazy.
That's huge.
Crazy. Absolutely. What else do you say about it? Constitution. It's kind of crazy that it's like Rhode Island kind of had like the last say in
Final
it.
Say. Yeah. Right? I feel like I remember, hey, been a while since I've been in a history class, but I do feel like I remember when they talked about it that it like we needed all 13 colonies to sign off on it. Like I don't think it was just like the majority had to. I think everyone had to be unanimous, or else they would have to rewrite parts of it to get everyone to pass through.
Yeah, it's like 12 angry men, but it was 13 angry colonies.
Before I go to the next on this day, I will say real quick, Steven Matz. First of all, turned 30 today.
30.
The big 3-0. Hopefully you're celebrating good in Canada.
Well, they're not in Canada. Sorry. Buffalo.
Where are they?
I think they moved to Buffalo.
Right.
Not moved to Buffalo, but playing in Buffalo so they don't have to do the border stuff. Because they were down here in Florida somewhere. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure that they announced they were going to go back north towards Buffalo.
Yes.
Because I think they did
starting June 1st, they moved back to Buffalo. So they're about to move.
Because I think last year when things happened that they were in Buffalo. So I kind of don't even know why they came down here, but I digress. What were you saying? Steven Matz turns 30, and what did he do?
He went 3 for 3 at the plate with a double and 4 RBIs.
Jeez.
And then on the mound, he went 7 2/3. 2 earned runs, 6 strikeouts, and got the win.
That's a debut. That's a debut.
And then he finished that rookie season. So he came up in the end of June. He finished that rookie season making. Sorry, this is a little bit of a deep dive. I'm sorry. 6 starts, 2.27 ERA. We're like, we got another ace on our hands, and then that's not what happened.
I mean, all the injuries definitely started to catch up.
He batted 286 too in those 6 starts. All right, I'm done talking about him. Happy birthday, Steven Matz. And on this day, something very big happened. The world's best-selling single, literally ever, was recorded on this day. So it's not like it came out or anything, because it wouldn't be appropriate if this song came out in the middle of May. But it was recorded at this time, and that on this day, it was pretty crazy. White Christmas by Bing Crosby.
1942.
Oh, I didn't even say that. Yeah, 1942.
Okay. And it's still the world's best-selling single. Still.
It's still in 2021. Up those streams, baby.
2021 estimated 100 million copies sold. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. I
think Crosby's back alive, and he's in this podcast right now. Dude, he's in the Zoom room.
I think of Home Alone every time. Kevin's doing his hair and he's singing with the cone.
Yeah, big time. So on this day, that did happen. Yes.
Yeah.
Bing
Nisto
Crosby
drinks. Yeah, Nisto drink. Bing Crosby's is a fan of Nisto drinks. He told me.
Yes, and maybe he was gearing up after he recorded, and he was looking for a nice beverage, and maybe he went to Starbucks, and he was like, "Can I get a strawberry funnel cake frappuccino?" I think maybe Bing Crosby would have been into that.
He
But
definitely
however,
seems like a strawberry frappuccino, funnel cake frappuccino, cappuccino, macchiato guy. Sorry, there's too many words and names for Starbucks. Go ahead.
even if
Oh,
Bing
what the?
Crosby was that type of guy, I will say right now, I am not that type of guy. I'm saying it. If you guys didn't watch the review, I had somewhat of a miserable time with the strawberry funnel cake frappuccino. Now, before I get into the actual reviews, there's two things that I want to bring up. One, Mike.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a strawberry funnel cake?
Can confidently say never.
I've had funnel cake. I love funnel cake. Funnel cake is a delicious treat, you know? Strawberry is something like totally separate in my opinion. That doesn't really I've never really associated with funnel cake in my life.
I'm an idiot. I just realized I didn't share your. I didn't even like it. What an imbecile! I'm slacking, but I just did. I just did it. Good. You were rocking the great bucket hat.
Oh, thank you very much. Yes, I love the bucket hat. I have it right here. Should I put it on? I have it on arm's reach.
Yeah, do it.
All right, here we go.
It still matches. It's black.
Yeah, black goes with everything. So I'll just keep it on while I'm talking about the episode, and I'll take it back off. So I know it's a little too distracting. It's very stylish. The other thing about it though is I gave it a score that I almost wish it was lower after finishing it. We both had those experiences where we're like, man, I felt like maybe I was being a little too generous because I had a bad experience. I couldn't get it out of the straw. I felt like maybe I didn't want to be too harsh on it because of that. And so I was giving it some benefit of the doubt because then I had to drive home, and then it got all, the frappuccino, it got all, sweaty a little bit, and I didn't really like that. So I felt like maybe I didn't give it its fair shot, but I feel like I should have been more harsh because of all of those things that they did happen, that they did give me the paper straw. Starbucks,
paper straws are the worst thing,
especially for like
in the world.
Essentially a shake,
Yeah, you can't do that.
And then, okay, so my last thing about why it really was not great at all: strawberry funnel cake didn't mix well. Their flavorings for those. And then she asked me if I wanted it coffee based or I wanted it cream based, and I said I wanted coffee. I didn't taste any coffee at all.
What the heck kind of question is that?
Zero coffee in my frappuccino. I didn't taste it a single ounce. I got a lot of the strawberry syrup flavor, and it just wasn't very pleasant overall. So I don't think that is my taste of the summer, like Starbucks is advertising it as, but it is what it is. Maybe the taste of the summer will be some cheddar and sour cream Pringles, though, Mike.
Oh, what a transition. Yeah. So I got these bad boys right here. To my knowledge, they're relatively new. So I saw them, and like the first thing I got to say here, well, before I go into the episode, thanks for everybody being patient with me. Didn't do an episode last week. Was having a rough one. I don't want to go too into that. I don't want to get emotional. And then yesterday, just lost track of time with school stuff. So my apologies. Thanks for being patient with me.
Totally get it.
Sour cream and cheddar, or cheddar and sour cream Pringles. The first thing I noticed, I was like, what the heck? Why are these the same color as the salt and vinegar? Which, that's poo-poo.
Yeah.
Don't like salt and vinegar.
They're delicious.
Disgusting.
So,
but like everything
delicious.
Sour, shut your mouth. Cheddar and sour cream is usually like just shut your mouth. Just shut your mouth. It's usually like an orange or something, but I know they have their regular cheddar that's orange, but whatever. You could have done something better than the salt.
There's a lot of different colored canisters, though. Maybe they were kind of running out.
Yeah, maybe they're running out. So I haven't even opened it. I'm going to open it. Give us a It doesn't really smell like anything. Also, this is maybe a hot take. I don't rip this whole thing off.
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
I do a little back ski and then I go a little this ski,
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
Also, on the side, I noticed nothing half full about this can. It says right here. I gotta give them props. That's pretty full. It's pretty full. You probably could have stacked, like 7 more chips in there, but like now I'm just nitpicky. All right. So cheddar and sour cream. They don't look orange either.
No,
like
plain.
Every cheddar and sour cream chip is usually got that like orangey tint to it, but they don't. Maybe they use white cheddar. So I'm going to skip the first few because they're not like full chips here. Okay, there's a little bit of an orangish tint. It's not really picking up, but I see it. Taste buds about to explode. Let's see. All right, since they're Pringles, it's gonna take me a couple.
Yeah,
but
I definitely gotta do it.
I made the face because that was like powerful flavor right away.
Yeah.
So far so good. We get a couple. You also got to do different entries,
that's
on
true.
the chip.
Horizontal, vertical.
You got to go this way. You got to go this way. If I want to get 2, I could do the little duck face, you know?
Of course. Classic.
These are good.
Yeah. One thing I was going to say when you brought up the orange canister of just like the regular cheddar. And
sorry,
I guess it's that this is an interesting flavor to me because I'm not the biggest fan of like just the regular cheddar Pringles. Like I feel like they're
okay.
They're like very, very rarely gonna like pick them.
Right.
I would probably pick a different Pringles flavor, maybe sour cream and onion before that. But if
definitely.
I saw these, and it seems like they're pretty good. I don't know. We'll hear what you have to say.
Yeah, so I just had 3 of them. I had 3 of them, and these are really, really good. Like, definitely better than the cheddar ones. Like, this is going to be up there for Pringles flavors for me.
Yeah.
And like, I think what's really nice too, like, I only had 3 of those, but the taste is lingering. So I mean, I guess that could be a pro or a con depending on who you are
and where you are.
Yeah, personally, I like it. It's staying with me. It's not like I had it and then it's gone. Like, it's still there. I still taste it and it tastes good, which is the most important part, because if it tasted bad, I wouldn't want that lingering around.
Right.
It tastes very good, and it tastes like a sour cream and cheddar chip.
Right.
And like you had said with the cheddar ones, the flavor kind of is like lost almost. It's kind of like distilled, if you will.
Ooh, yeah,
like,
good word.
Yeah, that was nice, right? That was on my word of the day calendar that I stole. The Drake and Josh reference. But these are really good. I'm very happily. I can't say I'm surprised, but I'm impressed with how they are. And even with my initial thinking, oh, they're not really orange, but whatever, I'm digging them. I'm going good score here. I'm for like a chip. It feels weird to go over 8, but I feel like over an 8 is appropriate for these. I'm just gonna go just over 8. I'm gonna go 8.1. Okay. 8.1. I wish it was in a different color canister. But 8.1.
How does it stack up to like other cheddar and sour cream? Because I know we've talked about that, like to the Ridgies or Ruffles.
Like it's pretty good, honestly. It's like up there. It's not the same size of a chip, but it still has that amount of flavor in a more compact chip, if you will. So I think Pringles good on you, because I think they did a really great job with this one right here. And again, I don't know how long this has been out, but to my knowledge, this is relatively new. I'm gonna have to be on the lookout for these, and I have to not bypass the color of the chip or the can, thinking that it's salt and vinegar. That's bad. It's bad.
For sure.
So 8.1 cheddar sour cream Pringles.
Very cool. Very cool.
I dig it. Pretty good.
Nice. All right. I think it's about that time.
Yeah, I think Lil Wayne would like these. Yeah, there's no transition. Probably. Maybe. I don't know what his taste buds are like. I know they're about to explode, though.
That's for sure.
That's good.
Where do you think we're going with Lil Wayne?
All right, so hear me out for this one. I think he's a dinner guy. However, this is a hot take. I have no reason for thinking this, but I think it. I think he's a breakfast for dinner kind of guy.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I think he's digging on a nice big Belgian waffle. And so am I.
Yeah, I'll take pancakes, but yeah.
Every square needs syrup.
Yes.
Or syrup. For him, syrup or scissor. I would hope he wouldn't put that on waffles.
Hey, you don't know, man.
I mean, you never know.
I
think you'd have a side of it to drink.
That's funny because I think that we should go with that. I think we're going to some kind of diner, maybe.
Yeah. Diner.
Well, I know we just went to G-Hop last time. But are we gonna get an IHOP or like a more like normal?
I think a diner because I don't think because like I'm thinking like late night dinner for Lil Wayne.
Okay.
And I think IHOP's gonna be closed.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, hey Siri. Okay. My laptop told me go away.
All right. Well, let's say we're going to a diner. I like that. I was kind of on the breakfast train, so I like it.
What time does IHOP close?
Okay, here's what I found.
She's effing useless. Well, there's one of them that's 24 hours by me.
Wow.
But most of them close at 8.
Wow.
So no. Late night.
I'm on board with this because here's actually what my thought process was, and you kind of backed up. I was thinking maybe he's a breakfast guy, but then I was like, I don't know if he's like really like would want to get up and go to like a breakfast place with us like early in the morning. So then I was thinking maybe like brunch, but I like the breakfast for dinner idea, and I think he would definitely get down with some Belgian waffles.
Yeah. I'm kind of feeling a Belgian waffle myself right now. I may have to arrange this breakfast for dinner.
Hey,
at some point today.
Get on it.
After I call the game tonight.
And a steak.
A Belgian waffle and a steak. That's breakfast / dinner of champions. I don't know if I could eat all that. It has to be a relatively small steak. I couldn't pound.
Or a relatively small waffle.
Yeah, that's true. I would go for a small waffle and a bigger steak. Than a bigger waffle and a small steak.
All right.
Anyway, Lil Wayne, no egos here.
No.
Breakfast for dinner. We're at a diner. I'm thinking midnight. Like it's a late one.
Oh, but that's pretty early for Wayne, I feel like.
Probably.
I feel like
maybe 12:30, 1 a.m.
Yeah.
It's a late one. Okay.
Yeah. Not Denny's. We're not at Denny's, by the way. Fuck.
No Denny's. No Denny's.
Sorry.
Oh wow. Oh, it was Austin. It wasn't me.
I had to go for it, bro. Oh man, Denny's is not my jam these days, bro.
Someone at Denny's hurt Austin.
My bad.
Man. I can't believe it was him. It wasn't me. Unbelievable.
Let it fly in front of Wayne, bro.
Even Lil Wayne didn't cuss on this one. I'd have to say to Lil Wayne, who kind of inspired him to go to the rap route? I think that's such a generic, basic question, but like everybody wants to know that, especially starting off like interviews. Like no matter what it is, it's like who got you or what got you into the profession that you're in. So it's like, who did he kind of like look up to, as a wee lad?
Yeah.
In the rap game.
Yeah, no, that's definitely always a good question to start off. And I think, two things right off the bat. The first thing is definitely, he's talked about in his songs and stuff like that. It's not, you know, it's probably a bit of a struggle growing up.
Right.
There weren't a lot of outlets, and I feel like that is like a lot of the path for a lot of rappers where it's like, they have this talent for rapping, but they're kind of stuck in the streets or something like that, and they are able to find their way out by someone, finding them. And the question of like who inspired him to like really get into that in the first place, I'm not really sure because like um he was pretty early on, he started out, you know, early 2000s, maybe even late
Yeah.
90s, when he was like really starting out, those influences at the time were some of like the first, people in rap. And, it was probably just a product of where he came from. And it was, and this is something I want to ask later on. I feel like he really pioneered kind of a style for his own, you
Yeah.
know?
That's a very good point because yeah, like you had touched on it, like at that time of like his come ups, it was like rap wasn't really popular, so there wasn't really many people to like idolize and look up to. Like it wasn't as popular as it is today, so
Yeah.
like you said, he did kind of pioneer it. Obviously, him and Birdman have a great relationship, so Birdman was probably one that he had looked up to. People that I had thought of, I don't know if the timeline would kind of work out. Well, yeah, it kind of would. If he came up in like the early 2000s, I want to say, but like NWA I thought of, and
Yep.
then like of course like the East Coast, like Biggie, and then like Tupac. I mean, Tupac's going back to the West Coast, but I think which is probably easy to say for like any rapper,
Right.
coming up around that time, like of course idolize those guys. But I think NWA was probably like him, and like them and Birdman was probably be like his inspo, if you will.
For sure. And I would also imagine that he probably had influences from other genres too, because like you said,
That's
rap wasn't
very
as
true.
big as he was growing up. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna double check here. I'm pretty sure he was born sometime during the 80s.
Oh, I have it. I have it up here right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, he was born 82, September
Yeah.
27th, 1982.
So yeah, like we just said, rap wasn't huge as he was growing up. So there was probably a lot of different influences for other genres as well, which probably, you know, really shows, to his musical genius in a way that he was able to kind of spin it into, you know, the the style that he made for himself.
Yeah, so what I was looking for when I came on here to like look at like where he was coming up, and I know for him, I've watched a number of documentaries on him as well, that like some of his early stuff like really didn't stick. So like this first thing that I saw um was The Block Is Hot, and that was in 99. But like that wasn't like that, it was like a mixtape really.
Yeah, yeah.
It kind of hit, but not fully. The first Carter came out in 2004, but I really don't think he was as popular like until probably the Carter 3,
Mm-hmm.
which was 2008. That
Yeah.
one was the one with the little kid on the album. That was like Lollipop, and like that whole album, like everybody really knows. So
Yeah.
I think that's kind of when he really started to blow up.
Yeah. And I guess the question, kind of, you know, it was something I definitely thought of, like with the style, also, the name Lil Wayne.
2006 he did something that was like Father Like Son. He had an album with Birdman. Sorry.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Lil Wayne. Obviously, he wasn't the first Lil in the game, but I feel like he definitely was kind of the figurehead for that movement and has definitely been a big inspiration himself for many of the newer rappers of this generation, and kind of pioneering that style. So I was curious, like, kind of how he felt about that. Like, does he like that, people, for lack of a better term, like bit off, being a little, Uzi,
something,
Lil,
yeah.
Yachty, whatever, and then also kind of having that same, really taking after his style that he was kind of the pioneer of.
Yeah, and that's another thing that has been mentioned in documentaries that I've seen is like he knows that he wasn't like the first Lil, and I think even Lil Jon had mentioned he's like I know I'm not the first, but he actually gave credit to Lil Wayne. He was like I'm like the first one to like really make it big was Lil Wayne, and I think that's right. I think there were probably others before him that were Lil whatever, and none as big and none as popular as Lil Wayne. And I think for Lil Wayne, the name Lil Wayne actually fits. Like,
yeah,
everybody else, like Lil whatever, it doesn't make sense to like who they are. It's just like, what did you throw a dart at a dartboard and whatever was there? It's like Lil, okay, Lil this, it's like that's
Lil
weird.
Baby. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Lil Baby. And like some of those guys, like for a Lil Baby example, like isn't he like a pretty tall dude?
I'm not 100% sure. I'll fact check it real quick.
Like some of them is just like it's a little weird, but like Lil Wayne, it makes sense. He's 5'5". His name is Dwayne, so drop the D, Wayne, Lil Wayne. I mean, it just fits. It's perfect. But yeah, he was like the pioneer of that. Did you get a fact check on that, Lil Baby?
He is 5'8". So
okay, so
he's not that short.
He's short to standards, but yeah, nerd under 6 foot.
But yeah, no, I think that part of him though probably has some amount of pride as well, of kind of being that figurehead, and being that first one that people think of, and also being able to be the inspiration for so many people. I think that he would probably be pretty grateful for that.
Yeah, humble for sure.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I would definitely like to ask him because something that he tackled in his career was taking a little bit of a step back from rap and hip hop, and he kind of went like a rock route. I had his albums up. I can pull it up. I remember which one it was once I see it, but he went with like a whole rock album. Of course I don't see it, but anyway. I think it was Rebirth, because that's where like Prom Queen was on there. There was a couple. He had like a Nicki Minaj song on there too, but like, and he's so freaking talented because he was like he taught himself guitar and all that stuff, and like he was doing that in those songs, and like I would want to ask him like maybe why not more of that, like more of a mixture of like that hip hop and rock, because that's something that's so different, it stands out. And like, not that he needed to stand out at that time. I mean, 2010 he was already blowing up. He was he was huge. Yeah, it's safe to say that. And it's why not some more of that? Like, that was, to my knowledge, the only like hip hop rock album that he had done. So like, why not a little more? Give a little. I know he did I think it was 2018. I think he was going on tour with Blink 182, which was very strange for a lot of people, but like something like that, like that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
having some kind of collaboration there would have been really cool. Yeah, no, that's a very good question. And I think
also, like, what made him go that route? Like, what made him think of like, hey, let me try to do some like rock?
Yeah, I think maybe one of the bigger things is that it's so hard in the music industry that like I mean, I don't know like commercial success of it, but like that could be one thing that I just thought of right off the bat is like, obviously there are some people who liked it, but if it didn't sell as well, that's something. And even if that's like, in my opinion, like the biggest debacle with like being an artist of any kind, right? Is like your heart, your passion is going, hey, I like making this rock music. It's cool, it's more fun to me. But then if it's not doing as well and people aren't as excited for it, but you love it, that's that kind of divide. And then he has to go back to it. So going back to more, I think after that, I'm looking at his Wikipedia too, the Carter 4 came out after that,
Yeah. I Am
he
Not a
kind of
Human Being came out the same year. I'm not sure which came out first. I think I'm Not a Human Being came out after. But yeah, I'm looking at the songs on that Rebirth album, and honestly, I only know of 3. And like I would consider myself a pretty big Lil Wayne fan. But the Knockout with Nicki Minaj, that one was there. Drop the World, of course, with Eminem, and then the one I had mentioned before, Prom Queen. All kind of having those rock, not really so much Drop the World, but all have that rock, sound to it.
And I think one other thing though, is, it's never too late to go back and experiment with other styles and keep evolving as a musician at the same time, like, this is just an example that I thought of because it's more fresh on my mind personally. Like Kanye going to, almost strictly gospel and like, having a much more heavy focus on that in his music in his latest album and, probably going forward as well. Something like that, if it's something that he really wants to do, I think, and he puts his mind and heart into it, I think Wayne could do that in the future. I think he's far from stopping making music anytime soon.
It seems like it.
Which is actually something that was thinking and questioning too. Like he's been in the game for a long time, and it's like a weird thing with like rappers and artists in general of like, when do you, I'm not saying like he should, hang it up or anything like that. I'm just saying it's always like a weird dichotomy in my opinion. Like, oh, music is obviously what he's most passionate about, what he loves to do. It's his career. But when do you see the end? It's like such a blurry line because like, it's not like, oh, I'm past my prime, there's no athletic prime or anything like that. And you can just keep evolving as a musician. Like I said, like you could, try to pick up different styles and stuff like that.
Yeah. That's a good point. Cause I mean, even for him, like he did take some time off before coming out with more albums, more singles and stuff like that. I know he had some health issues as well, probably a contributor to that on his break. But yeah, when, as an artist, like when do you, because like you said, it's such a blurry line because artists, musicians are always looking to become better, and it's just like, when do you stop? Like do you, it's like you don't want to go too far and then people are like, okay, they're just coming out with crap now. It's like it's old, so and so has lost their touch. And like, but even for Wayne, like I mean he's pushing 40 and I don't think he's lost a touch. I mean his most recent thing was last year, but like I don't think he's lost it. I remember listening to that and being excited for it, just as if I was excited when, I'm Not a Human Being came out in 2010. So I'm like, that was 10 years later, at that time when it came out, I was like, he's still got it, So when do you, that's a good question. When do you cut it off? I don't really know what he would say to that, because he's done everything.
Right.
Really. So it's like he's got to have some kind of personal goals and stuff, and to just keep on grinding, really.
Yeah, and like I think one of the points that I think is most important is, like I was saying before, like it's kind of all a musician and artist knows is like, hey, I'm spending this time in the studio, I'm working on stuff, I'm making something that I love and I think that my fans are going to love also. And as long as like you still have that drive to do that, I feel like it can go as long as as they want,
Yeah, as long as it's making money and as long as the fans are, vibing with it, why not keep going? I mean, Birdman's obviously an older guy. He was coming out with music for a very long time. Eminem too. He's in his 40s, still coming out with music. So it's like you said, that's no like athletic prime, really. I'm sure you get to a certain point where you maybe start forgetting or like can't think of lyrics,
like
stuff like that. But
I was also just thinking, like,
excuse me,
you can't do necessarily, like, I know COVID is still a thing, but like, just in the field, like, let's say 5 years down the line, I don't know how much like Lil Wayne, Eminem, like you said, I don't think they're gonna want to go on tour, right. Or like a worldwide tour. That'd be huge, and I don't know if they'd be able to keep up and do that. But obviously, still perform some shows, but that's another aspect of it. That's a huge part of it.
Yeah. I don't know about you. I've got 2 more questions on my mind.
Okay.
And
I have one, so that works well. So you go one, I go one, you go one.
Excuse me. Okay. I'm trying to think of which one I want to do first. I'll go with the non-rap question now, I suppose, and kind of filter it back after. Being from New Orleans, how did you become a Packers fan? It's like he's pretty, like known for being a big advocate for the Green Bay Packers. I mean, he came out with green and yellow, like as kind of a response to black and yellow from Wiz Khalifa, kind of, but not really, because black and yellow wasn't made for like the Steelers, but just happened to be from Pittsburgh and whatnot. But anyway, I digress. Like, what made him become a Packers fan? Like, it was right there. Like, the Saints are right there. Being from New Orleans. I mean, maybe he just. I don't either. It's not really something I don't think I've ever heard him like really talk about in documentaries or interviews and stuff. I mean, maybe he has. I just haven't seen it. But yeah, what made him go that route? Like, I don't know. Maybe like you had mentioned before, he didn't have a good upbringing. Maybe he just wanted to kind of just not support anything from back home in New Orleans.
Right.
That he wanted to just.
Maybe he loved Brett Favre, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
Something. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird sometimes. Like, people have just random, alliances, or there's one thing, like personally, this is something that's past now, but like when I first started getting this is a tangent, quick tangent. When I first started getting into basketball, I remember like it was like 2007, 2008. All that I would see on SportsCenter is like LeBron James highlights. Like, oh, I like LeBron. I like the Cavaliers.
Yeah.
And that's what was on the most, and that's what I saw, and so that's what I gravitated towards. So maybe it was something like that. The Packers were really good. I don't remember the 90s.
No, you weren't alive.
No, but maybe it was something like that, or he just loves green and yellow. That was another thing. Like, when I was like 3. I just loved purple and yellow so much, and I said, "Oh, I like the Vikings." Obviously, again, I'm past that.
Yeah,
but I love the purple and yellow.
The Lakers too. Yeah, no, it's interesting, and I think a lot of people have like some funny stories when they don't just go with like their traditional home team fan when it comes to the sports aspect. You know what I mean? It's like people ask me all the time, obviously, why I'm a Nats fan, a Nationals fan. And it's like, I really liked Adam Dunn, and like that was really it. Like, I liked Adam Dunn, bat like 180, but it would hit 40 home runs or something. It's like
200 strikeouts too.
But yeah, but like when he hit the ball, it was going like 600 feet.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I liked him. That was really it. I started watching them. Nats were rubbish. I mean, they're still rubbish now, but it's okay. We won the World Series in 2019.
Yeah, in between.
Yeah, it's okay. But yeah, it's like that was really it. Same with like the Bucks for basketball. Never really, like, I always supported the Knicks, but it seemed like every time I watched the Knicks game, they were playing the Bucks. I don't know why. It just seemed that way. And my favorite color is green. and I saw the Bucks. I was like, yo, these guys are cool. Like they have some sweet uniforms, and they do. Maybe a little biased, but probably some
No,
of
they
the
do.
best. Probably some of the best uniforms in the league.
No, the blue ones are a little.
The blue ones are garbage. I'll say that. Very much so. Those are doo rubbish, no good. But
Go back
yeah,
to
I
the
was
drawing
like
board on
watching
that one.
them. Yeah, gotta scratch that one. But I was watching them. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get into basketball more, and I'm gonna support the Bucks. I mean, still support the Knicks, but like I'll be a Bucks fan.
Yeah,
say I'm a Bucks fan. But anyway, off that tangent.
I'll go with my last question here, and it's a little bit of a silly one, but it's got some realness to it too. Why so many names? Or like why like the multiple, Wheezy, Tunchi, Lil Wayne, all those, why
Wheezy F baby?
exactly, what's up with it, that was my only thing. Like, why is it, and like his Instagram is Lil Tunchi, right?
It's Lil Tunchi, yeah, and I
like,
think so is his Twitter, if I'm not mistaken.
So it's just so interesting to me, like how you like you like made this name as like your Lil Wayne, that's your artist name, but then you also have all these other names that go into it. So I'm wondering if they're like there other names that people gave him or he thought of. Like, I don't know. It was just something I thought was weird, and
Oh, it's a good question. I mean, how did you get so many nicknames?
Yeah.
I kind of thought of another one, but after that, but I won't go there.
Okay.
Just really, we didn't really get to touch on like YMCMB because that's his own production, really.
Yeah.
We didn't really get to touch on that. I'm sure we would have, but I mean, maybe it can correlate into my last question I was going to ask. He has 4 kids. Would he help any of his kids? I'm sure he would, if they wanted to go the rap route, or even maybe not just rap. Like if they just wanted to be a singer, maybe one of them wants to be gospel or an opera singer.
Hey, I'm sure that there's definitely some musical talent in those children.
His daughter, sorry to cut you off. His daughter, who I believe was his first kid, she's made some appearances on like some of his songs, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think. Cool. Don't quote me on that, but like, Reginae Carter is her name. Not sure how old they are now, but he's got a third because he's Dwayne Michael Carter Jr. He has a Dwayne Michael Carter the third, so maybe it's in the name. He's gonna wanna do the things. His daughter is actually 22 years old.
Wow.
So I feel effing old. Let's see.
But
Cameron Carter is 11.
I think he would 100% be down. I think that he's probably. I don't think that
Carter,
he's had
the third is 12. Sorry.
I don't think he's had as negative like of an experience in the music industry and in the game. Like I feel like
his last son Neil Carter also 11.
Oh, cool.
I wonder if him and Cameron are twins, or if they just pop them both out,
or a little double baby mama action or something like that.
It doesn't have a actual birthday. Sorry, continue. I'm so sorry.
Well, also one other thing, I think he would definitely be willing to help them for sure.
Different moms.
Yeah, thought so. Born a few months apart. That's a little yikes, right? Yeah. Okay. Anyway, this is a weird. I need to say it. I saw this headline once. Will Barton, he's an NBA player.
Mm-hmm.
He had 2 kids born within like a week of each other with different supermodels. It was crazy.
What a king. Sorry. Yeah. So being that they're supermodels, or else I would have been like, oh, that's kind of weird. But I don't want to cuss. Austin's already got our cuss count up there.
Yeah.
That's like king shiitake mushrooms right there.
It is.
It's not really.
I don't know. That. Also, though, like the only one that's like coming to my head, maybe you have ones like I can't think of a ton of like juniors in the music industry in general, like off the top of my head, like famous musicians having kids. I can only think of like Jaden Smith. is Will Smith. Will Smith wasn't even really an artist. Like he had albums and songs and stuff, but
I feel like his son is potentially going to be bigger than Will Smith was in the music world. In music, Will Smith was more of like the actor, I think, but Will Smith had decent albums, like they were pretty good.
Yep.
That's a good point. I none that like really jumped to my head right now.
Like I'm sure that there are, and probably
I'm sure,
probably less in the rap game because I mean this is something for sure that like you know, maybe it's just a stereotype, but I feel like it is a little bit harder to have like quality time when you're working so hard. And so like maybe there isn't just that like that bringing them up in the music industry, and it's more separated, that family and music life. But I still think that they probably have a chance, you know, having again Lil Wayne as their dad. I think they got a chance for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to think. I want to say one of Michael Jackson's
I mean they probably put out some songs for
I think his daughter was the one that like she started getting into music. Excuse me.
Well,
anyway, we're going down a rabbit hole here. Post of the week. Yes, thank you, Lil Wayne, for breakfast.
Thank you, Lil Wayne,
for dinner. Definitely want me a nice Belgian waffle now.
Yes, that was great. Love talking to Lil Wayne. That was cool. And now we will go to the post of the week. We got a video. Oh, I didn't. Hold on. Oh, psych. Hold on. I gotta.
Bro, these Pringles
put on
are
the
good.
sound. I
gotta
need
keep
to,
doing it.
I forgot to put on the sound, and I'm gonna make it. Hold on. It's gonna be so loud. I
yeah. Well,
hold on. All right. There.
That's better.
Hopefully, this is good.
That's Five Guys trending.
Is it loud?
On the ground.
Here we go.
Third, Gonzalez.
So.
Oh my goodness!
I say just let it play through.
But yeah.
You've got to be kidding me! They stole a run. You have got to be kidding me, Javi Baez.
Keep going. Go. You're invincible.
El Mago indeed.
That is unbelievable.
I'd say you could play it now with like without the
no
sound. Just like play it while we talk about it.
Yes.
Yeah. So for the audio learners here, it was a tweet from the Chicago Cubs at Cubs. Javi Baez, just a routine ground ball, you would think, just a little dribbler to third. He starts running to first. The throw comes to first, and he puts himself in a pickle between home and first, which is unprecedented.
I've never seen it. I don't think I've ever seen it. He runs back towards home plate.
He runs back towards home. Why? You can't go that way. You have to go to first. So
and there was a runner on second. So the runner on second, there's 2 outs. There's 2 outs.
There's 2 outs, and he did this.
The runner from second rounds third as he's in this pickle.
He gets all the way back to home.
And he scores. But then the madness continues that there's no one covering first base now, that Javi got almost all the way back to home as Wilson Contreras scored. And then Javi realized,
had to go cover.
There's no one covering first. He wins the foot race to first. They throw it into right field. He gets to second base, and then even the right fielder throws it away, but he wasn't able to get to third. He just stayed there at second.
Just insane. And it's like, how did he think of this on the fly? To like, let me put myself in this pickle with 2 outs here, and like, oh, it wasn't even the pitcher. It was like the shortstop that had to go and cover first because no one was there. And then he gets into second. Like a ground out, 2 outs, routine ground ball turns into, I mean, it's not going to be officially this, but an RBI double.
Yes.
Like, what?
And Anthony Rizzo is laughing in the dugout. And
Rizzo, one of the best characters in baseball.
Okay, and also, so it's playing from the top again. Mike, the first baseman can step on the base. He's out. the first baseman can just step on the base.
That's
and
a
then he's
really
out.
good point that I actually didn't even think of.
Like,
which
did
is
he
all the
forget?
madness. He honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he forgot.
Yeah,
Like
he had to.
he just like all of the chaos and like you just see Baez running back because like the initial throw wasn't a good one.
No.
So I think he was just gonna go.
The bag.
It took him off the bag. So I think he was just gonna go for the tag, not expecting Baez to run back towards home. Again, it's playing from the top. So the third baseman throws. It's down the line. So he thinks he could go tag him. But yeah, again, why doesn't he just turn around, step on first? It's a very good point.
It's a forced play. There's no other way where for Javi to go.
An absolute mental breakdown from the Pirates. But that I think this play kind of sums up the Pirates in the last few years.
Pirates are not a very good organization at the time. But there it is. Definitely, if you are listening to this on the audio learner side, we definitely recommend that you watch the video, little 40-second clip. There will be a link in the description. Stop in the share screen, and we are gonna wrap it up. This was an awesome episode. I had a very fun time talking about Lil Wayne, and maybe we'll do a little joke skis. You know, we like to end the episodes with a little joke skis. You know how we do.
Little joke skis, indeed. Before we go to the joke skis, we got a live episode next week.
Oh, buddy, do we?
We got a live episode coming at you. A Hall of Fame fast food French fries, baby.
Oh, baby. We are very, very excited about this. When we came up with this topic, we were thinking of new Hall of Fame ideas, and we were very excited about this. When we leapfrogged it right to the top, we said, we got to do this. This is going to be fun, and we are very excited about it. And also, I see you're wearing a pretty nice shirt.
Yeah, I see you're wearing a pretty nice shirt too, Oz. Where could I get one of those?
I think that maybe you could look in the link in the description and also the link in our bio on our Instagram, and go to teespring.com/store/NistoBros brand. And
dude, I'm really not trying to pay shipping though, all the way down here to Florida.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes shipping can be a little bit of a hassle, but you know, if you use code NistoShips, you can get free shipping on all your future orders. Every future order, if you use code NistoShips, and that's in the description too. Check out the link and get yourself some sweet merch.
That, I have to say, was probably one of the best plugs we've ever done. That was amazing.
I agree.
And speaking of plugs, and speaking of this week's episode of Nisto Eats that I just did, cheddar is a type of cheese.
Oh, is it?
Oh, it is. And if you like cheese, go to Cheesley's on Long Island, New York in Center Reach. Download the Cheesley's app.
Yep.
Load up that cart with all the Cheesley's goodness.
Yep.
Spend $25 or more. Use the promo code NistoBros at checkout for $5 off your orders when you spend $25 or more. Do it.
Got the plugs out of the way, and now we are ready. Hey, Mike.
Yeah, what's up? What's up, dude?
Got a question for you.
Yeah, cool. What's up?
What did the left eye say to the right eye?
Fudge. I think I know this one, but I can't. I can't remember. I can't remember what the punchline was.
Hey, between you and me, something smells.
Stupid.
Stupid. Oh man, I really didn't think I had heard that one when I found it, and I thought
that's not what I remember. That's not what I thought it was.
Between
the
nose, yeah, it smells.
Stupid.
All right.
I'll stick with the two trend.
Okay.
What do you call two birds stuck together?
Birdie.
Velcros.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's a doozy. That is a doozy.
Whoa.
Oh.
Got me knocking my mic over.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. Velcros.
Velcros.
Wow. That's a good one.
Beauty. Absolute beauty.
Velcros.
Thank you for tuning in. Oh my goodness gracious.
We're off the rails right now.
Now I'm dropping
the rails. Everything all right there?
Yeah, just yeeting my laptop here.
All right. What a way to end episode 61. Thank you again.
On?
And don't forget to tune in next week. We will post about it on our Instagram. NistoBros live podcast next week. Hall of Fame edition. Get ready.
Yeah. Fast food French fries. There can only be one. That's going to be in that Hall of Famer, the NistoBros Hall of Famer. I'm not pointing to my shower. I'm pointing to that sweet shirt.
Get it. Link in the
Get it. Do it.
Chips.
Now. Episode 61. That's a wrap. All right. 62 will be alive. Do it.
Peace, love, sip.
Listen to Lil Wayne after buying NistoBros merch with code Nisto ships for free shipping while you're eating Cheesley's with code NistoBros for $5 off your orders or more, and eat and listen.
Goodbye.